Should my wife and I ask each other about having visitors? My wife and I have been married for just over a year. We have been together for over 10. We moved in together right after our wedding in December 2020. She has 6 younger brothers, grew up in a fairly informal household. I have one younger brother. Whenever my brother wanted to have friends over, my parents would always make sure they were on the same page with if they were both okay with it. It was different with my wife's family. Since we have been living together, this has been something that we don't agree on. My wife feels that she can just say, "My dad is gonna stop by later," or, "My friends are coming over on Tuesday." I feel as if we should both communicate with each other beforehand and ask, "Do you mind if my dad comes?" 9/10 times I wouldn't care. But sometimes there might be other things I am wanting to do. She thinks I am telling her she needs to ask my permission. Any input on this would be helpful. I had the same thing with my partner. Let her keep telling you instead of asking you, but just take it as a question, and voice your opinion. It's gotta work both ways though. That's what my partner and I do. If we ever have a time where one of us want people over and the other doesn't, then they don't come over. We will just go to the friend's house instead. There was a bit of an argument when I suggest this approach to her, but she realized her error when I gave her a hypothetical of me bringing all the boys around every afternoon for a week and her not being able to say no. I don't need my husband to ask me, just let me know a few days in advance. And I do the same, let him know ahead of time so there's no surprises. But no one is asking. My boyfriend and I always ask each other if we mind if someone comes over. It's common courtesy in a shared dwelling to at least ask. It allows us to get into a frame of mind to entertain. Or if we just aren't feeling like being around other people, then we can express that and make plans for another time. This is just us. We both came from families where we just dragged our friends over whenever and didn't realize how annoying that must have been to our parents. Ha ha. And this, children, is why you should live together before getting married. She is telling you ahead of time. I think that's perfectly reasonable. It is also reasonable for you to say, "Oh, I actually wanted to do XYZ on Tuesday. Could you arrange it for the next night?" She is letting you know and you can let her know too. It does not need to be an argument. I think it's respectful to check with your partner first. My 17M friend, 18F, invited another guy to prom. I've 17M been friends with this girl, 18F, for 3 years now and we've always been in a kind of situationship. Earlier this year she said she would take me to prom and we spent a few months talking about it and choosing a dress, shoes, makeup, nails for her. Now she told me she's going to take someone else and I'm admittedly upset. Currently I'm giving her the silent treatment, which I understand is considered abusive, in a way, but I don't want to exactly talk to her now. What should I do now? I don't want to keep giving her the silent treatment, but I don't want to talk to her either. Update. To answer a few common questions. She did not apologize. I left her on read after she told me who she was going to go with. Then a few hours later she sent me fucking dog pictures. With regards to the situationship, we've discussed dating, relationships etc., but I'm leaving the state at the end of the year so I didn't want to commit, so we both understand we're in a complex sort of relationship. She's going with another friend. Edit. Thank you for everyone who has replied. I think the most insightful thing I've gained out of all of your responses is that there's a massive difference between giving the silent treatment as a form of abuse and simply not wanting to talk from being hurt. Thank you for allowing me to find the self-respect I needed for myself. I'm planning to talk to her about how I feel, and if she responds badly, be assured that I will be moving on. Decide if this ends the situationship for you, and if so, you don't need to communicate further. If it doesn't, you will need to have a conversation with her about how and why this hurt you so much and what to do about it going forward. Okay, you know how you thought you were in a situationship, and you were sort of dating-ish? You are not. If you had any such feelings like that, put an end to that now. Are you really hurt because you're not going to a prom, or because you wanted more with her than what you had? What the fuck is a situationship? God, now I feel old. If you like her in a romantic and/or sexual way, you should have told her. Or showed, whichever you like to do it. If you want it to be platonic, then be direct about it. Kind of in a underscore isn't official. Period. That means you're just a friend. Silent treatment as abuse? When the fuck was that a thing? Silent treatment is more a childish act than abuse. I can understand why you're upset, but were you ever really dating or just really close friends? Who is this other guy? A rather new boyfriend or another close male friend? I wouldn't normally recommend ghosting, but has she even noticed your failure to communicate? If she hasn't even bothered to reach out, wondering if you're upset with her for some reason, then I guess your friendship didn't really mean that much anyway. Was this situationship ever agreed on by the both of you or something you just assumed? What does situationship mean? You're either with someone or you're not. The fact she's taking another dude implies that you're not together. If you like someone, tell them. What's the point in messing around? If she doesn't like you back, then that's life, I'm afraid. If she does, great. Just say what you're feeling instead of playing childish games. Update about my 23 supposed break with my girlfriend, 24. Hey y'all. Just wanted to update about my previous post. So I waited a week before I texted her to ask. I don't know if you're ready to talk or not. If you are, I'm here for you. She didn't reply for another 6 hours. She then replied with, sorry, was working. I replied with, tell me whenever you are ready. Again she read it but no reply. I sent her a voice note explaining if she wants to FaceTime about it or wants to meet me to talk face to face and that I still care about her and the relationship. Didn't got an answer on that. Just this morning saying, who said I wanted to FaceTime? I just replied with, anyways, how was your weekend? Hope you got to enjoy the weather a bit, and what do you know? No reply again for another 6 hours. Seems like she made up her mind but is too scared to tell me or she just doesn't want to. Either way, she deleted me from her bio on Instagram, which was the only sign on her social media that we were together. She hasn't deleted my nickname on Facebook though and hasn't deleted or blocked me on anything else. In all fairness, I think she is just emotionally unavailable because of the job switch she is gonna have in a few weeks. Or am I just completely blind by the fact that I still love her? Edit. Thanks everyone for your kind but hard words. I know what to do, it's not easy but I'ma get through it. Edit 2. I opened my chat requests. If anybody wants to talk or have their own problems, my DMs are always open from now on. This sounds like a soft ghost, if that's a thing. It's like she wants to end it but don't know how or wants you to end it so she doesn't have to. The only one who thinks you're still in a relationship is you. She's not dating you anymore, she just hasn't had the guts to tell you straight up. But she is giving you hints that you are done. You had an argument that lasted for 2 weeks. She had a break to think things through. She decided it's time to call it quits. In all fairness, I think she is just emotionally unavailable because of the job switch she is gonna have in a few weeks. Man, come on. How does a job switch make someone completely emotionally unavailable? That's idiotic. You're broken up now, she's just too big of a coward to say it. Tell her, I take it by your lack of communication that we're broke up. Have a nice life, and block her on everything. I'm pretty sure people told you on your last post that you were blind and you obviously ignored it. I think you're honestly just looking for someone to excuse your behavior so you can justify trying to keep a relationship with someone that just doesn't want to be with you anymore. My best friend was like you when we were younger and I promise you, he says if he could go back and kick his own ass he wouldn't hesitate. So you are 23, this is where you suffer pain and get wise. It's time for you to walk away. You're blind. She is painfully obviously done with this relationship and frankly, you reaching out like that comes off as pathetic. Don't be that guy. Have some pride and move on. There are plenty of other people in this world that will be a better fit for you. This is what I would send. Hey, so I get the message loud and clear. You asked for a weekend to think about our relationship and I gave you that. I was expecting an answer after the weekend but didn't receive one. That tells me everything I need to know and I wish you the best in the future but I will be moving on. Take care. My boyfriend has hundreds of screenshots of girls' social media accounts. My 22F boyfriend, 22M. Maybe not for any longer. Has hundreds if not thousands of screenshots of social media accounts from different girls. Sometimes it's their profile, sometimes pics. Why does he do that? My guess would be that he needs them beside watching PRNIDK. Should I confront him? What would you do? Edit. He told me he has those screenshots because he likes to look at things he misses and he only sees me once per week. When I asked why he didn't look at photos of me instead, he said every guy's looks at other girls and some are 24/7 on profile of Instagram models. I broke up. He has a history of messaging girls and flirting with them as well as inviting some over without telling me. He's not investigating if he knows them. He is saving them to look at because he likes how they look, wants to look them up to ogle them more, is jerking off to them. Yes, confront him and don't believe his lies this time. Definitely confront him. I've been through a similar situation but with other girls' nudes and even their selfies in his camera roll. I guess he needs female validation and probably has a wondering eye. I'm so sorry you had to see that sad face. You deserve someone that is all about you and only you. He's jerking off to them, he is obsessed with women sexually. 2 years ago now I found pictures of my boyfriend's coworkers and friends that he saved from Facebook and admitted using to get off to. It's been years and I still am not fully over all the things I saw that day, and my relationship I feel is coming to an end because of all of it and my inability to get past it. Trust your gut. Don't waste more of your time. Did you ask him why he has them? Okay. You seriously need to dump the guy immediately. I wish there was a way to warn other women about him. This is on the level of a sexual predator. You sincerely need to ditch this guy right away. Even if it's just to masturbate to, it's extremely disturbing and not safe, normal, and without a doubt he is not committed to you.